welcome to the Foul Play YouTube channel. Hope everyone's doing all right today. It's Sunday here, Monday for Doc.
Yeah,
Later, later in the evening for our European friends. So I hope everyone's doing well. Today we're again diving back into the CASO Dispatch calls, November 8th, Channel 7. And actually, when I get this on screen here in a few minutes, you guys will see that because this was so short. There's several channels combined. Actually, I'll just go ahead and add this to the screen. That way everyone can see it. Um, and we did this several times. Zoe and I did, simply because some of these are extremely short. This is actually channel 7 through 13. Um, let's see here. Okay, there we go. It's actually channel 7 through 13, as you can see. And again, anyone that's went through these calls has seen this. So, and there's a divider in between. So what the plan is tonight, Doc, everyone out there, going to play channel 7, of course, and I'm going to stop it because the other channels, they're there to listen to, but they're not really relevant. Fire department and, highway department. And there's just really nothing there that's relevant at all. And then we're going to move into November 9, Channel 6, which is extremely long. Let's see if you can see it. If I scroll down, November 9, Channel 6, as you can see, is 4 hours and 23 minutes. So, and then again, you move into November 9, Channel 7. It's a couple hours, which, you know, I don't know how they divvied up their calls, and why one channel is much longer than the other. I can't answer that. Don't know. It's just the way we got them. So anyway, Doc, welcome, and great
thanks so
reading
much.
with what a great reading with the crew last night.
Thank you.
Any commentary?
Yeah, it was a ripper. I really enjoyed that one. It's like I said yesterday. It's very hard to do, but it's definitely a story and a narrative that needs to be done. And we have to do a deep dive, and we'll be continuing our series next week. And thank you, everyone, for the great feedback. And let's hope the right ears hear it and it makes an impact.
Yeah, I agree, Doc. And there's for those that are on X, there's well, three ladies for sure. I'm sure there's actually more than that, but three main ones: Becca and Tracy and Roxanne, that post almost daily something about Brendan to Governor Evers to get him to, if nothing else, grant the kid clemency. Just let him out. Just let him out, and let the chips fall where they may after that. Once the kid is out, and I say kid, he's not a kid, he's a man, but
Yeah.
I think for a lot of young people, they get frozen in time when a traumatic event like that
Oh yeah.
happens early in their lives. They're frozen, and I imagine for Brendan, now he's had to do a lot of growing up. But
Yeah.
I'm told that he had some issues at one point, but other prisoners stepped in and said, "You leave this kid alone. Don't bother him. If you do, you're gonna have to deal with us." I was told that directly. I'm gonna take it as truth. So I'm
Yeah.
glad for that.
Yeah. No, I mean that's awesome, and I think the bottom line is this, guys. As you know, Jack 61, what is applicable to Brendan is very likely applicable to thousands of people, young people, especially all around the world. And it's very interesting that what we're doing is that we're teasing out the elements that led to Brendan's downfall. And it's not because he was an active participant. He was actively manipulated and very easily too. So
Oh,
yeah,
very suggestible. Very
yeah,
suggestible.
yeah,
I
he
mean,
is.
I think that what you went through last night and shown, just not on November 6th with O'Neill. I think that was very apparent because he just readily changed his story. And,
Yeah.
people tend to forget this was a relatively, in comparison, a relatively short interview that Brendan was in that car. It wasn't that long.
No, it was about 45 minutes, I think, altogether. But one can see the damage that was done. And it's interesting that a lot of commentators don't really mention the O'Neill and Baldwin interrogation session. They sort of like leap forward to what happened to Brendan much later on with Fassbender and Wiegert. But
That's
really,
right.
the seeds of his own destruction were sown back on November the 6th, and it just progressively got worse. Yeah.
Well, I think that, Skurlinski and certainly Strauss, I'm sure they saw right away that Brendan was willing to fold very readily and, be helpful and suggestible. And yeah, okay, yeah, I did see her. Yeah, I saw her car.
Yeah.
And uh, um,
Yeah.
uh, Blaine, he's like, or Brian, it was Brian, I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
it was Blaine.
Brian was
It was,
out like, yeah. When they question Brian, he was
Brian.
out within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I saw nothing. I heard nothing. I've got nothing to give.
And all they didn't record his interview.
No,
Did it?
not as far as I'm aware.
Or did they? And we just don't know about it.
Yeah, yeah. But it's amazing that the community at large, the amount of information that people gather and put together, and it's just been absolutely awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, before we start, I would be remiss to not say today is not my two youngest. Of course, Caitlin passed away, but her twin brother Christopher. Today's his birthday. So happy birthday to Chris. I don't know if he's listening, but he's 23 today, and yeah, he's a good kid. So
Excellent.
We certainly miss Caitlin.
Yes.
But we keep her in our memories, and so I didn't want him. I don't know. He's off. His mind is, he don't necessarily follow true crime, so I don't know. I'm not even sure he's listening. But if he is, happy birthday, son. I've already told him anyway. So I did want to say I see Jeff Jones, Hugh, and Donna and Oz Coffee. We got a pretty good little crowd going. I did want to say, Jeff Jones and I have been doing this little documentary club things just starting out. We've done several looking at the various true crime and other documentaries. Actually, when I say true crime, you often think of murder, but there's crime that's not necessarily murder. Like, we covered this Ashley Madison. That was a hell of a documentary. But we've looked at several, and that's on Monday. So anybody that's interested in, doing this little side conversation that we have, and really, we don't really do a deep dive. We really just examine and give our opinions on what we see that happens within these documentaries. And we know so much gets left out. We understand that, but
yeah,
it's been a lot of fun going back through these, and so we're actually fixing to do. We're going to record tomorrow one of your favorites, Doc, how to fix a drug scandal.
Oh, that's a ripper.
Yes, it is.
Are you guys going to be doing the West Memphis 3, a Central Park 5?
We haven't talked about those, but I would imagine they're going to come.
Yeah,
I would imagine so. We're trying to keep these not too terribly long. Some of these, of course, these longer ones, we're going to have to divide up into a couple of different sections. We have to because there's just too much information. But those definitely would be coming. But how to fix a drug scandal is just a hell of a documentary. Oh my god!
Gotcha. That's a ripper. Yep,
it is. So anyway, unless you have something more, we'd like to certainly welcome everyone. We're going to get started. And what I plan on doing, like I said earlier, we'll play Channel 7 here on November 8th, Channel 7. I'll stop the recording. And then we're going to jump into November 9, Channel 6. And we'll play some of that. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter open mic tonight. I know. I got about 40,000 other things going on. So we had a good long session last night. So I figured, give everybody a little break and get out of here.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So any questions, guys? I know there's probably not going to be too many, but if there are, please put a Q in the live chat before you ask your question. We'll try to get to it and answer it before we get out. I know Doc can't stay for the entire time, but Doc, you just take off whenever you need to, man.
We'll do.
All righty. All right. I'm going
Let's
to give her a start. Yep. Here we go.
Morning, Sheriff's Office. Hi, Sean at CAQ Radio in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything new at all?
No, real quiet.
Do you guys know when that press conference is going to be held, or are they not going to know that until later this morning?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll keep checking back in.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Sheriff's Department.
Hey, good morning. Jerry calling.
What are you doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm working. Somebody had called in sick again.
Really?
Yeah. Lisa.
Oh, Lisa did?
Just want to give a reminder to everyone, these calls start at midnight, and it is already 8. This is at 8:14 a.m. Moving on. This is Poggle. Ha ha.
Yes, I've been on since 3.
Oh,
what's up?
Wow.
Grabbing a cup of coffee.
I hear you're a pretty good fire investigator.
I gave Uyghur shit yesterday. So, if they're all this easy, I'm going to work these instead of sensitive crime. No, it worked out very well. I was kind of pleased that we were able to help you out, and it came to some conclusion it's not going to cause you more grief. So.
Yeah, right.
I told Mark,
helping.
Hey, anything else I can do, give me a call. Mark asked me, said if something else comes up, I said, my pager number, whatever, find me. I'll help you out as much as I can. So
okay, good.
Not a problem.
You want to let the dispatchers know to tell the press that there will be another press conference at 3 o'clock today.
3 p.m. today. Sure, I can do that.
The Michigan Fire Department.
Okay.
And the sheriff is requesting that members of the press not contact him prior to the press conference.
You mean you, right?
Yes.
Okay. I asked her about that. It's just just before you call, and they're just asking about that. But I will tell them not to allow you to have any contact prior to that conference.
Right. Yeah. Tell them that that I do not wish to be contacted. These assholes have been.
Are you serious? They're pit bulls. Why don't they wait? I mean,
that's what I tell them. I said, there's a news conference at 3 o'clock. I'll talk to you then. Bye.
Unbelievable.
And that's going to be addressed today.
Good. I mean, you got enough things to worry about without having to tell them to go away.
Exactly.
I mean, you're being kind and you bet you're getting kind and cordial, just keeping them updated the best you can, and not. I get that impression that they're not. And even Kratz's interview yesterday, it's like, well, we're not being told anything. Well, it's a criminal investigation, believe it or not. I mean, sure, it's a missing person, but we're doing everything in our power to try and find how come and what for. And
exactly.
Jesus,
exactly. Yep.
Unbelievable.
And they're basically going to be told the same thing today.
Be nice.
Oh no, they're not. Today's November 8th, day of the burn pit, the day of the key. So no, Jerry, that's not how it's going to go.
Don't be like me. Be nice.
I'm going to tell them we're not going to tell them what we found or where we found it.
Well, exactly.
That's what we'll find out at the trial, hopefully.
There you go. How's it going?
We're finding stuff.
Yeah.
We just have to have it analyzed to see, what significant, how significant it is, and
sure.
If it we're trying to either put her in the vehicle or put her in the house. Or him in the vehicle.
Yeah. But sure, just getting the information. I talked to Mark a little bit. Sure, looks like he's part of this, huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It sure looks like it.
Yeah, great.
We can just find her.
Yeah, well, that's the key. You could do that. Well, then you got a whole other crime scene. How much longer are you going to be spending out there, do you think?
Today for sure. And we'll see tonight what it looks like. Is Larry working today?
Yes, he is.
You want to ask him if we need assistance from his department as far as securing the crime scene tonight?
Sure. Okay, not a problem. I'll tell him that. I'm sure it's not going to be a problem, but I'll check with him this morning when he comes on.
Okay, alrighty, because I think our guys are getting burnt out, and
no doubt.
Yeah, and we could just get some fresh people out there. I see a benefit.
Hang on a second, Jerry. Who's working the street where? Do you know who's working here today, Jerry, in the county?
Oh, in the county?
Yeah.
Oh, I know they've been juggling things around. No, I don't.
Okay, he does not know. No. Yeah, she says somebody's working till 11, I guess.
Could be. I think, yeah, they're working like 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, spreading yourself kind of thin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They've been great. Nobody's been complaining.
Oh, no. But when and I just asked her, he says, anybody's disposition getting stretched, and he said everybody's working well together, which is great to hear, for a common goal. And,
right.
So.
Okay.
All right, my friend.
Some soda, some water, I don't know. They should take some beer, huh? Different ideas.
That's a good idea, but you know what I always say? You can't drink until the work's done, right?
That's it.
Okay, guy.
Thanks, Mark.
You betcha. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Isn't that a very interesting call right there?
Very interesting call.
Just a couple of comments, and people have made comments in the chat. What a very flippant. It's incredible. He's the sheriff and the other gentleman being so flippant and laughing, and then Pagel appears on TV and with tears running down his eyes. Oh, this is the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life. And you can see he's essentially laughing and carrying on like a 5-year-old, and then comes on all serious and everything like that. And it's amazing. We heard it from Pagel himself. There's no doubt, if you think that Stephen Avery wasn't the number one suspect, Pagel just let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. And not only that, he also, in effect, gave an embedded confession. Did you hear what he said? Try to put her in his house or garage or wherever it was. And that's precisely what Fassbender requested Culhane to do, right?
Or put him in the RAV.
Yep.
He said that too.
Correct. So again, it gives that theme of associating something from Teresa Hallbach and associating it with Stephen. And that's precisely what we found with both the key and the bullet, and also the blood and the RAV. It's pretty crazy stuff. Remember, Stephen hasn't been arrested yet. They don't know whose blood it is in that RAV4. They don't have the pap smear of Teresa Hallbach. They've got no idea. These guys are showing tunnel vision straight from the get-go. And that's not us saying it. That's the sheriff.
That's right.
Yeah, straight from the sheriff.
That's right. He's the lead investigator in the case.
Yeah. Nan's Life wanted to know what time that call was.
Yeah, it was at 8:17 a.m. So, Channel 7, I guess thankfully didn't really have many calls from midnight up to that point, because we only had a couple, and two of them were nothing. There was nothing there. I skipped them.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, on November interesting that he said that they found stuff and they're testing, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing that they could have found, of course, was the burnt electronics, and also whatever happened at Cuss Road. Interesting.
I was immediately thinking Cuss Road. Immediately.
And, just one final point, Jack 61. It's amazing how he said, they'll find out in the trial, what they found. They'll find out in the trial. And yet what happened with Brendan Dassey? March 2nd press conference, they read the shopping list even before the trial.
That's right. Exactly right.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And, just as a reminder, this is not the only call where Pagel is pretty giddy. There's another one on the 10th. Yeah, it actually is the 10th. And we got her. She had all paid off. And he's, talking
correct.
about blood on the key and all this other stuff that, like, what blood on the key? What are you talking about?
Yeah, correct. And like I said, I've always said, Jack 61, these calls are invaluable because they provide a running commentary of how it was happening in the background. The things that the public don't get to see or hear. And, like Sheriff Pagel put on two faces, one a public one and one in private, right? And he's laughing, joking, cajoling, just crazy.
Well, and I think it's also relevant to point out that the bulk of the public didn't know everything going on in the Redont pit. Quarry or the Manitowoc County Gravel Pit or Cuss Road. They had, or Mickles Quarry and Materials. Mickles Materials.
Correct.
Had no idea. They did not know.
Correct.
And so that, it's like we've talked about before, these cremains, unfortunately, were scattered intentionally by someone.
Yeah. The crime scene, as you know, and as Duke has pointed out as well, it just became more complex. This was way over their head, right? This was not a simple crime scene at all. Started to get very, very complex. A lot of information was coming in, and it took them a long time to process it, to try and sort out what was happening. But the narrative became much more complex, and it happened very quickly too.
It did, and I'm going to mention this now. We'll talk about it more when we get into the 9th, and the various calls are some very significant ones. Specifically, a one about Lieutenant Kelly Sipple and his call to Captain Rush.
Yeah.
One of the big problems that I have for Sipple, he didn't take not a single photograph, not one. On and all stuff. Didn't photograph any of it where it was in situ. They didn't even talk about calling the county coroner if they suspected it was human. Nothing. It all just it was just kind of accepted. This is just kind of how they operate. I'm like myself.
And it's a theme. And unfortunately, people in the audience and in chat, they've heard it a million times.
Oh yeah.
One of the biggest issues here, and you see it all the time, is a lack of proper crime scene documentation. Often when photographs are taken, they don't even put a scale. So you don't know how large or how small an object is. And in reference to others, it's just complete, absolute nonsense. And of course, crime scene photographs are crucial, right?
Yes.
Because they potentially tell a narrative. They're presented in front of a judge, in front of a jury, and those crime scene photos aren't going to lie. So if you don't take any pictures, you can make up any story you want. And they did.
Then they did. That's exactly right. And that's one of our big problems. So
yeah.
All righty. Yeah, we're still early in the morning. For anyone that's let me blow this up and then we'll get started back. For anyone that listens to these calls, if you look at each line, the call that we're on is on that green dot right there. And if you look down below, it's got a bunch of whatever. But then if you get on over, it tells the date. It's in this is the more of a European style dating, but it's 8/11, which is actually 11/8. It's November 8th. And if you look at the time, is at the very end, right before it says dot wave. It's in military time. You got the first two are hours, the second two are minutes, and the last two are seconds. So you can read it. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It's pretty small. So if anyone's interested, that's how you read the time. So this next call, we're at 8. Looks like 8:56. So yeah, 8:56 and 38 seconds. 8:56 and 38 seconds. So anyway, I'll try to announce as I've been doing, announce the time as we go through. All right, let's continue.
Sheriff's Department.
Yes, good morning. The WFT Radio and Manitowoc calling. I wonder if there is a weekly.
I just walked in the door. I don't know.
Well, they have the Ken Kraft. They said call around.
Okay, hold on a minute.
I've not heard this.
3 o'clock at the Michigan Fire Department.
3 o'clock again?
Yep.
Okay. Do you know whether there are any releases or information being put out this morning?
Was there anything put out this morning? No, sir.
Pardon me?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, bye.
Welcome to Kelly. Please enter your name. Please enter. For court information, press 1. Thank you for calling.
I have no idea what this is.
Welcome to Calumet County Government. Please enter your mailbox number. Please enter your security code. You have no message. Thank
Good
you.
grief.
Kelly, Miss Sheriff.
Jeez, what a voice.
Thank you.
Can't help it. Hey, can you give me Toggle's Jerry's cell phone, please?
And I apologize. I'm reading further down here. When I said it was 8:21, it was 6:21 a.m. So we're not. I apologize that because the top is pretty small and the 6 can become an 8 because it's so close together. I apologize for that. It is now 7:21 a.m. So the Poggle call was at 20 after 6. Apologies.
He's not accepting calls today.
He is.
He said nobody.
I'm the one that took that message to back, so give me his phone number. I'll come in there and tear off your head.
Go ahead, I'm leaving.
You need days off anyway, huh?
Yeah,
you don't want to work?
I'm just about there.
How come you're not out there sitting on a corner?
Beats the hell out of me.
Oh.
I've been wanting to go out there and start looking around. I'm not welcome out there, I guess.
Well, he just asked me if some of our guys can do it. That's what I'm calling him back for. He wants to know if some of our guys not actually look around, but just do security shit if you guys run too thin. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It's 418.
418
4081.
4081. Sheriff Toggle.
Yeah.
So you basically are put in charge here then, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I got to go out there for 4 hours one night, and that was it. So I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah. Why is that? Oh, you mean that you couldn't stay longer?
Well, I'd like to get out there and search and do something, you know.
Yeah.
Getting frustrating.
Yeah, I hear you.
So.
Have they got some of the other intelligent plant life out there, or what?
Well, yeah, that's what Gary said when I was out there. He's like, "What the fuck? You're sitting there and you got these got these rum-dums out here, don't know what the hell they're doing, and you're sitting at the office." I said, I don't know. Nobody's asking me to come. I've been asking. So, oh well.
Well, you must have pissed off somebody really bad.
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll put in a good word for you.
Oh, thanks. I'm sure that'll help.
That'll carry some weight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just because you're heavy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're getting a little personal now.
Well, yeah.
Caught off little shit.
Not saying I'm not heavy, but.
Well, it's a dirty job. I got to do it. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Talk to you later. I'm doing great.
Okay. Bye. Kelly, Miss Sheriff.
Yeah, what time is today's press conference?
And who's calling?
I'm with the Herald Times reporter in Manitowoc.
It'd be 3 o'clock at the Michigan Fire Department.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure, bye.
Bye.
AM Portable City Comic Con Base, acknowledge your call. AM Portable City Comic Con, acknowledge your call.
No idea.
Try to get hold of Craig Wendling. Craig Wendling? Okay, just hold on once. And sir, who are you? Okay, just hold on, sir.
Portable 9.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Okay, I'm trying to track him here. I got a fire going right now. Could you hold on?
Sure.
Sheriff's Department.
Yes. Do you have a sheriff's department? Mary, is she there today?
Mary?
Yeah.
Lake Nicholas?
Yeah. She was on nights and then she went to days and now she was thinking about going back to nights.
Yeah, she's on nights.
She is on nights.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe you could help me out then. I was just asking for her because I know her personally. But
okay. Ma'am, could you hold on a minute?
Sure.
I got a fire going right now. I got a page.
Okay.
Okay, just hold on.
Yeah, 1213, I had a call today for 10 bar. Okay, Comic Con again.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the wait here. Let's see. I think he's busy on a crime scene right now. I'll try to dispatch, forward you to his voicemail on his phone. All right. Okay, just hold on again.
Go ahead. All right, can you again, please?
I don't know what. Never on.
Truck 17 with a Calvin County, please. Before I copy that. Truck 11 Calvin County. And truck 13 to Calvin County.
We skipped a lot of time here. It's went through these fire department calls. It's now 10:11 a.m. by the way.
Yeah, fire department to Calvin.
Craig calling. I need to talk to.
Hello.
Hey, it's Craig calling. I need to talk to.
All right. All right. I gotta find the extension for the basement here. Evidence room.
I'm not sure who this dispatcher is. I don't remember hearing his voice. Now 11:08 a.m.
Hold on a minute, sir. Here we go.
Okay.
This Officer Wemley.
Hi, this is Jennifer Helms. I'm calling.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if I could have an officer drive out to Deborah Van Aston's house.
Okay.
She had called here and stated to me that she needed some help. She's going through a real hard time right now, but that she needed some help and she couldn't live anymore.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, been going through.
Just phone direct. So I said more. I thought, well, open the door. She's very so I figured I'd let it equal there.
Where's that?
Yes, it is. Just 9-8.
Sam Hayden. Hayden.
109 to 103. 103 will be out of fire inspection.
Pretty sure this is fire again.
Hi, Amanda. My name is Bill Tyson. I work for the Calumet County Sheriff's Department.
Mm-hmm.
We got an officer that's going to be en route to your facility with some evidence.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I could have your physical address so I can get some driving directions off the internet.
Sure. Do you know what time that they plan on being here?
He's going to be leaving Chilton probably within the next 15, 20 minutes. So it's probably about an hour and a half drive down to Madison. So we're looking at probably 2, 5, 3, maybe 4 o'clock.
1:53 p.m.
You did a lot of stuff. Or...
Yeah.
Okay, let me have you talk with our evidence specialist afterwards.
Okay.
Hang on one second. Nothing to stop the fever forever.
So Towson's calling the crime lab to have things rushed down to them. This is the 8th, 1:53 p.m. And we know that Jost made this discovery, in quotes, around lunchtime-ish. I can't remember the exact time, 12:30 or so. Isn't that right, Doc?
Yeah, about that time. Yep. You're talking about the bone in the grass? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. I'm just wondering what, and he says it's quite a bit of stuff. Huh. Anyway, let's see if we get anything at all from this. Oh, come on, man.
My name is Bill Tyson. I'm a sergeant with the Sheriff's Department in Calumet County.
Okay.
We got an officer that's going to be en route to your facility with some evidence on a high-priority case that we're working on. I was just looking for driving directions to your facility or a physical address that we can do a query on the internet.
Okay. He's on his way already?
No, he's still here.
Okay. I'm looking at the map right now to see whereabouts you're located.
Okay, we're just south of Green Bay and south of Appleton.
Okay. Well, I wonder if, because we pretty much, you've got a lot of evidence.
Yeah, it's a pretty high priority case. We were told to ship it down ASAP.
Okay. Well, I think probably at this point of the day, what you might be better off to do, because we start closing things down by 4.
Okay.
What you might be better off to do is, would you be able to put it in the mail, UPS?
Would it get there by tomorrow?
No, probably not. You'd probably be better off than to drive it down tomorrow, but I would leave earlier in the day.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you have an address that I can query for driving directions?
Yeah, we are located at...
Oh, would that be okay?
Well, he still would, because of the construction around town, it would be after 4, and then there wouldn't be anybody here to take care, especially with that much evidence.
Okay. All right.
So what kind of a case is it?
This is involving the missing endangered female. We got 3 of your techs working with our department, and it's blood evidence. Your facility has your facility has the victim's vehicle there, and they're processing it for blood and fingerprints, and we got some evidence, DNA, stuff like that they wanted ASAP down there for analysis so they could determine if the evidence found in her vehicle is hers or the suspect's or whose. So we got mostly collection of items that have possible blood transfer on them, things like that.
Okay.
Possible items with blood transfer on them.
Well, that's interesting. So this is November the 8th, right?
At 1:57 p.m.
Right. So they've already taken the RAV. That's gone. Yep. So the only thing that I can think of are potential swabs taken from Stephen Avery's trailer.
Or the key.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, but they came on down pretty quick and took the key, and also on the same day, that's when they found the number plates. But he's talking about blood evidence, actual blood.
He is. He's saying blood or blood transfer to other items.
Yep. The only thing I can think of is inside Stephen's trailer and potentially the garage.
I agree with that too.
Because they've already taken the Pontiac Grand Dam, they've taken the RAV4. The only other places that they did major swabbing is in Stephen's garage and trailer.
This is interesting because I'm like you. I'm trying to rack my brain to think of any other items that we're not particularly thinking of that was reported. That being the key. The key word.
Well, remember the presence of the blood at Mickle's quarry and the tissue, but don't you find it rather remarkable that lady is sort of saying, "Oh, yeah, we close at 4. You want to put in the UPS?" You're thinking, "Holy shit, lady! This is a major crime investigation, and you got a senior officer wanting to bring down forensic evidence, and she's very flippant. No, we close at 4. You might have to come another day." Oh my God!
It's like we've got to get to the pub at 5, so we start shutting shit down.
yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, I don't know what limitations they had for overtime, and I don't understand how these people were compensated. So there could be something there that I'm unaware. We just don't know about. But I thought that was a rather flippant.
Yeah, rather crazy.
Comment. Well, I'm sure they get calls from many other departments that service a pretty large area. I get that, but this was a major. It was the major investigation going on in Wisconsin.
And just indicate to me, Jaxis One, where were these items going to?
Madison, Wisconsin Crime Lab.
Right. Okay, that's where Culhane was, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So Chilton was 45 minutes approximately away from the Avery salvage yard, and then from Chilton at Calumet County Sheriff's Department, you kind of got to go southwest to Madison. It's like you said, it's about an hour and a half drive.
Right. So these items can't be items that Culhane obtained herself. These have got to be items that other officers, other laboratory tech or technicians took, and now they want to get them down to the crime lab. Okay.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, if anybody in the live chat has any, ideas about what he's specifically talking about here, put it in the live chat, and we'll go from there. Well, let's see what else gets said. If it's just directions, I'm going to move on. But if there's some chit chat, we'll listen.
Would somebody be able to bring it down here in the morning?
I'm sure somebody would be. Yeah, it's pretty high priority.
Right. Yeah, I know which case you're talking about now.
Okay.
Yeah, it would probably work out better if you'd be able to come down in the morning because, like I said, with all the construction around town at this point today, you probably wouldn't actually be getting here, I bet, until 5.
Okay. All right.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll work.
We'll see you tomorrow then.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, Sheriff's Office. Hi, this is Larry Grosso calling from the Harrison 1 Fire Department. Yes. I'm just calling again to offer assistance in the search. If there is any needed, I would have between 4 and 6 people available. Okay, let's see. I got to get some paper here, and I'll write this down. We were there yesterday.
Well, this is Tyson. He's not a regular dispatcher.
Tomorrow. And I don't want to show up if Larry? Yeah, from Harrison. Spell the last name, please. Grassl. Harrison. We'd have 4 to 6 to help tomorrow in any search or whatever. We need help. And your phone number, Larry? 428-1965. Okay. Excuse me, how many again? 4 to 6. 4 to 6 tomorrow. For search. Or any assistance. For search. Or assistance. Wednesday. All right. I'll get this to the supervisor and I'll have him get back to you. Okay. Thank you. All right. Sure. Bye.
109 from 103. 103 will be out of service until further notice.
That is definitely a helicopter. The 109 to 103. Not sure which department or entity, but 109 is definitely a helicopter. There's no doubt. This is the third call I've heard with him saying out of service, whatever. I'm sure they probably had to fuel up. So. Okay.
Yeah, that's you weren't here, do you think?
Can we call the Sheriff's Department?
I would like, this is Susan from Royal Homes in Forest Junction.
Yes.
And I had an irate customer in here, and we need to file a report.
We need irate.
Well, he came in and started threatening me. He was right in my face. He won and dropped out. No, 34.
Can we call the Sheriff's Department?
Trying to get hold of the courthouse. Would there be a separate number?
Yes. I have no idea what it is. It should be in the phone book.
I'm looking at it.
Calumet County?
I looked at Calumet.
Hold on, I'll look for it for you then.
I got a mantle. Just general information.
Okay, 849-1448.
Thank you.
No expert to file.
Radio 2 acknowledge stage for 861.
3:01 p.m.
Port
320 receive a call for CMC 861. 103 is back in service.
When it's now 3:23, 109's back in service, doing flying of some kind. We have such almost no reports of any of this. It's really a bit disturbing.
Thank you for calling. Please enter your security code.
109, this is 102. 109, this is 102. We're up for practice.
Don't know who 102 is either.
Calumet County Sheriff.
Yeah, hi. This is Tom Klein.
Yes.
1935. I think that's right. Yeah. 1935. Yeah.
I found the items that were meant to be transferred.
Okay.
If anyone's interested, if you go to CASO page 180, it actually spells out, and Duke was correct. It was on the 9th, and essentially the contents that were delivered there were the contents of burn barrels 1, 2, 3, 4. The material sifted from Stephen Avery's burn pit. That's tag number 8318. The contents from the cell phone, the so-called cell phone barrel, the license plates, the stain rock, and I think also the tissue from Mickle's Quarry, the key that had the key ring 2003, and it says here also samples from a possible blood spot. So there was a lot of items that needed to be transferred to the Wisconsin's crime lab.
So the blood rock is CX, right?
Yes, CX.
That's what I thought. Yeah, so we've got Susan in the chat. Paul Ward.
CX though was a different sample. That was blood found in the quarry, Mickle's Quarry, but also they found the blood spot and also the tissue at Mickle's Quarry as well.
Right.
So CX was a different item altogether.
Oh, okay. I understand now. Gotcha.
Yeah, Cohane said that the blood and the tissue were not of human in origin; they were animal.
Of course
Despite 3 cadaver dog hits, correct?
Of course they were, Doc.
Yep.
I know. I keep harping about switching gears, sir. I keep harping about the helicopter 109, whoever this operator is, and whatever agency they're with, being in service, out of service, and so forth. We have such little information about what their actual activities were. I do know that there is one report, and I can't remember if I'm pretty sure it's a DCI report, that they helped, whoever this was, helped officers on the ground with whatever they were doing. But it's pretty vague, as I recall. Yeah. So I would really like to understand and know what they were doing. I think it's only fair.
Yeah, that'd be good to find out.
It would. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. Where we at here? So, like I said, it's if you look right there where my arrow is at, my cursor, it's 1935, so 7:35. So we've moved on a bunch of hours. I suspect this is going to end relatively soon for channel 7 on November 8th. Let's continue.
I live in Manitowoc, and for the last couple of months, I've been out by my friend's land on Alpha County Trump Q.
Mm-hmm.
And last week I was there on Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, about 2:35, I heard 2 loud shots, pow pow, like that. Didn't sound like a shot.
Okay. Let me see if I have an investigator here. Are you referring to some information that you may want to give us regarding the Hallbach case?
Sure.
Okay. I think I saw an investigator walk in. Let me see if I can catch him. Let me put you on hold, Tom, okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom. This is Investigator Baldwin with Calumet Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
Hi. Why don't you tell me what you had told dispatch here?
Well, I have a friend that lives off of County Trunk Q, Dick Crummel. He lives south of Fisherville Road there.
Okay, what's his last name?
Dick Crummel, Kru. For the past 2 months, I've been clearing cedar trees and trickle ash off of an old horse barn that we found. And I was there last week, Tuesday and Wednesday. And Wednesday afternoon, I heard 2 quick shots. They bang. Yeah. Tell you the truth, it's like my son's a police officer. We went to the Canyon Tree Dam and I told him it didn't sound like no shotgun.
Right.
It sounded like an automatic something, either pistol or rifle. And from what I could discern, the shots came from the south. But with my hearing and reverberating off the trees, it could just as well have been to the north up the road, or more to the west. But it was definitely in that area.
In the area of Avery?
Well, not...
Or the quarry?
Somewhere around hearing distance of Crummel.
Okay, and where do they live?
He lives south of Fisherville Road. I'm kind of familiar with this.
Because I'm not familiar with that area, Tom, so I'm not sure where Fisherville Road is.
It's south of the redundant gravel pit.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting? South of the redundant gravel pit, which is the Manitowoc County gravel pit.
Yeah. There's no doubt that area there is a very, very important investigative zone. And as we know, we found later on, they found all those dumpings that contained cut, burn human bones. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Very, very interesting call. I remember listening to this. This is, of course, Wendy Baldwin taking this information now. I'll back it up and we'll continue. And, I don't remember, and I could be mistaken. I just don't remember if there's investigators go to where he describes here. We'll see.
It's south of the redundant gravel pit.
Okay. South of whose pit?
There's old gravel pits south of Vicky's that are
which border Avery's land, right?
No, it just borders Q. All of it. So the Redundant gravel pit and the county gravel pit, they all interconnect.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right, Tom, is it Thomas?
Yep.
Okay. Thomas, what's your...
Isn't it interesting? This is the 8th, later in the evening, and the very next day, where does Sipple go? He goes he goes straight over there.
Yeah.
J.
That's right.
And Klein, Klein?
Klein.
Okay. And a phone number for you, Tom.
682-9435.
9435?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your...
I called up tonight and he said, did you call and tell him what you...
Uh-huh.
I said, no. Well, you should.
Okay, what's your address, Tom?
1113 South 36th Street.
Okay, is that yours or Manitowoc?
Manitowoc.
So you live in the city, you got some land out there, and we're clearing it now?
My best friend does.
Okay, and it was Wednesday afternoon for sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was 2 shots, huh?
2 shots.
Okay. All right. Anybody else out there with you that heard that?
I asked Dickie because he was there, but his hearing is worse than mine, and he may have been in the house.
Okay. What's your date of birth, Tom?
Pardon?
What's your date of birth?
10/23/41.
Okay. Are you going to be around tomorrow, Tom?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to pass this along to the other investigator. We're going to be following up on some tips tomorrow that we've gotten throughout the last several days and kind of decipher what's relevant from what we have and what we're going for and stuff like that. And
yeah, I don't know if it's relevant or
well.
See if it's relevant for what you have. How, unless you go look, how would you know? That's such a it's tunnel vision.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. I mean, they're trying to clearly limit the crime scene to the Avery salvage yard.
Yep.
But they're getting all these calls and all these tips, and that the crime scene or potential crime scene is actually getting bigger. And of course, we had Sergeant Jason Jost out in Redon's quarry and also the Manitowoc County gravel pit, and there were canines with him, the human remains detection dogs. So quite clearly they took that these tips quite seriously, and not forgetting, of course, what Growell smelt on October the 31st, the evening of October the 31st. All this starts to come together quite nicely, that something had occurred pretty close to where Growell was.
Yeah. So if this is the 8th, and he's saying last Wednesday, I'd have to get a calendar to really look up and define. That would make it the 2nd, or I'm sorry, the 1st. Really interesting. And here's pow pow. I don't know. And
well, it's not the Averys, right?
No.
The Rolex Rivets, and they're not allowed on their property.
That's right. I don't know. Yeah, let's continue on and see what else we can get from this call. I do remember listening. It's been a long time, but I remember this call.
Oh, you know what? Something like this, you never know. You know what I mean? Something little could lead into something else, you know what I mean? It just kind of snowballs. So It's not that this isn't relevant at all. Every little bit helps. It kind of puts the big puzzle together, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm going to talk this over. We're going to have a lot of stuff here, and, we'll kind of decipher what we need, who we need to follow up with again. So You might be hearing from us again, and we'd probably stop out tomorrow, maybe sometime, and talk to you, okay?
All right.
All right. Thanks for the info, Tom. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Interesting.
Fine.
Good evening, Safety Security Services and Cargo Device Commercial Fire Alarm.
Fire alarm.
Plain City. Okay. And your name?
Dassey.
Okay.
I actually have a
Electric room.
Beach. Did you copy the page?
Oh, wait. It's 1076 to 521 Clayster for
9:15.
Truck 108 is beach. Please to children fire department. Children, please to children. Copy you 10-2.
9:37.
Orders. Jones truck 108 to you, John.
Still on fire. That's it. Told you it ended pretty quickly.
Yeah. There's a couple of very interesting calls in there. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Okay. So this is we're about an hour in, so I'm going to start channel 6. This is November 9th, channel 6. Let me get that popped over here so I can get it queued up. I'm going to play. I'm not going to go too long into this. Again, it's going to start at midnight. Generally a lot of irrelevant stuff until 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, whatever. So maybe we can get through a good portion of that before I end it, because again, like I said, I got so many other things going on. I need to get to them, and so I'm going to be a little shorter.
I can say for about another half an hour.
Sounds good. That's probably
awesome.
hopefully by then we're going to be ending and getting out of here for the evening.
Sounds good.
All righty. Did you? I tried to look, and I really haven't seen. Am I going back and forth on screens? Any questions?
Not really questions, but more like comments.
Right.
And the overwhelming comment is, essentially, and this was made by Danny Brewer, a fan. Essentially, if you don't mention some type of connection to the Avery salvage yard, they're almost not interested,
Right.
which is pretty revealing, right?
Well,
and that's
I think Danny nailed it pretty good.
Yeah, it seems to be a common theme that we see all the time. And the investigators themselves were actually quite shocked and surprised that as the investigation was progressing, the crime scene got larger and larger and larger, right? You're finding all this stuff, all this material off the Avery salvage yard, which ultimately people like Kratz and others have blamed Stephen for doing everything, right? But certainly this was much more complex than the investigators had anticipated. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was almost a daily thing. The crime scene kept growing. They're finding cremains, bones, skin, blood.
Yeah, and to me, to be completely honest, I think they were overwhelmed. This became much more complex, and the real tragedy is that the county gravel pits and surrounding gravel pits could well have been dumping grounds for murder victims that were murdered and killed.
No
right?
doubt. No doubt.
And, this was deadly serious. And I know that I'm having some great discussions with Cherie Lim Pontillo, who's looking at all these older cases in which all these women were killed and murdered and being found in the woods and all these surrounding areas. I have a feeling that they had no idea what they were dealing with here, right? If this was a dumping ground for bodies, we're potentially looking at a serial killer or a group of killers, right? This was much more complex. And the fact, Jack 61, that no bones were tested by DNA or mitochondria is really a blight on proper crime scene investigation. And then, as you know, they gave away the cremains back to the Horbach family. So now it's very little chance of any type of testing.
Yep.
It's not good. It's not good.
Well, that clips off an appeal, and they're
it does.
Ken Kratz.
It does.
Clearly said, they were working not only for the trial, but for any appeals that could pop up in the future. And I'm not saying he was part of that giveaway, in 2011. He wasn't part of the state's prosecutors at that point, but the others that were involved, I mean, that part is another really real problem for me, and I know for so many others, they just gave it away.
Yeah, but it's interesting that gentleman was talking and referring to Fisherville and also County Highway Q.
Yep.
And of course, we know what Baresh talked about on County Highway Q, right?
That's right.
So it's interesting that everything seems to be localized to that particular area. The smell by Growell, the gentleman calling, the gunshots, and also the finding of the cremains. And there certainly was a concentration of canine dogs, human decomposition detection dogs in the Manitowoc County gravel pit and also in Redon's quarry. We know that there was a whole army of dogs, and also Sergeant Jason Jose was there as well. So very, very interesting indeed.
Well,
and Brutus did the hit. Yeah.
Well, and we'll learn probably not before we get, definitely not before we get out here today, but this call from Sipple requesting 40 to 60, however many it was, more officers to search that, to scour that quarry. I think that's interesting. And no photos.
No, and Mikkel's quarry is definitely a very important point, site of interest. Duke was saying that they brought in that big excavator. That was an incredible find. That phone call about bringing in the excavator to Mickle's Quarry, and all of a sudden, it became nothing. It was only animal stuff, and it's just crazy.
We don't even have any photos of Mickle's Quarry of what went on there, do we? Not one.
Yeah, very little. Very, very, very little. There's only a lot of aerial photography, but I haven't really seen any in situ photographs. And remember, that same day is when the Michael Claser signed Teresa's death certificate in November. Right. So there's a lot of stuff happening, Jack 61, in the background that listening to these calls provides a lot of vital clues. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I just wish that we'd got all of the calls, because, I mean, I know that there's Manitowoc County calls are clearly extremely edited. These are edited to some degree. I mean, we got a lot of irrelevant stuff in here, as we've heard, but I wish we'd have gotten everything, but unfortunately,
To me, just before we go on, Jack, to me, what stands out was just the nonchalant attitude of Sheriff Pagel and the other senior officer, just having a good old laugh and a barrel laugh and stuff like that. And then in front of the cameras, it was all doom and gloom, and it was the worst thing you'd ever seen.
Right.
Amazing.
Well, he's got built-in politician in him.
Yeah, it's all perception. And if you read, and we've read it, of course, he'd done media training.
Yes.
Right? Media training. He knew exactly what to do, what to say.
That's right. Exactly right. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see this comment here from Danny Brewers fan. I said that last night after driving up in the area of Avery salvage yards yesterday. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of acres of nuclear power plant land and state wetlands nearby. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, let's move on and listen to get through some of this before we get out of here. Starting at midnight, November 9th, Channel 6.
Calumet County Sheriff's Department.
Hi, I have a question regarding the search about the Hallbox woman.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, and if you can't answer the question, this is fine, it's a stupid question, but do you know if they have looked along the river between I think it's Old Y and County Trunk Y, and I might have my roads wrong.
12:15 a.m. right here, by the way.
Okay. How close is that? Where is that from, like Q or 147?
Well, it would be along Q, and what is it, the West Twin River parallels Q. And then the two roads that I'm talking about intersect.
Okay, yes, I believe that was done.
And they went along the river?
I honestly don't know at this point what they've all done. They were out there today, and I don't know where they went today.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure somewhere along the line they have probably gone along the river.
Okay.
You see that as on Y?
Yeah, I think it's Old Y and Y. Are you looking at a map?
I don't have that map over. This is Calumet County.
Yeah.
And that's over Manitowoc County. I don't have their maps.
Right. Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I do. I don't have it in front of me, though.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it.
It would be, my directions are bad, south of 147, paralleling Q.
Doesn't sound like she has anything specific.
Okay. 147.
She goes south from Larrabee on Q. And side road to the west, I think, is Old Y.
Yep.
And then the second one, I think, is Y.
And they both say Y here.
Oh, that's probably right. There's two of them with Y on them.
I should say there's only one Y.
Oh,
I'm trying to look here at the roads and where I believe that we've all gone. Oh, I see where Old Y Road is. Old Y Road and then Y. I see the river there. Is it the West Twin River?
Yes.
Okay. If they haven't, I'm sure sooner or later they will get to that part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just been haunting me. I had, it's going to sound crazy, and I'm not a psychic. I'm an engineer, so there you go. But I had a dream, and I don't know if it was before I found out or after. But in the dream, I was right in that area, and it wasn't about anything related. It was, it was just a crazy dream.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just been haunting.
Okay. I had another call today from somebody I work with, and she said she just had this hunch she needed to talk about. So I will definitely say something to somebody about along the river there.
And it's, it's probably stupid and it's probably a coincidence, but I think I had the dream maybe Thursday or Friday night, and I think I didn't find out about it until Friday or so.
Uh-huh.
My parents live in the area.
Okay. Well, I will certainly mention something, okay?
Okay, don't let them laugh too hard.
No, I don't think anybody would.
Yeah.
There's no reason to. Some people just have these feelings, and doesn't make it, doesn't hurt.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Before I move on, I'd like to say hello to Cherie, birthday girl.
Woohoo!
Thanks for coming.
Hello.
You brought cake for everyone. You brought cake for everyone, right?
I do have cake, but sharing it might be a little tricky.
How does it feel being 21 again?
Oh,
right.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Lot better than the alternative.
It's true. Just a quick comment on that call, right? About the lady having a dream.
Yep.
Just ask Charles Erickson how damaging having a dream is, right? And Erickson and Ferguson, they got both life in prison, all because of a dream. So
and Erickson's still in there.
Correct. Yeah, he made a deal. Yep. Interesting. But it's amazing. It's amazing how all these people are having calling in. Nothing is actually on the Avery salvage yard. It's all away from the Avery salvage yard. That can't be good. That can't be good.
No, not at all. And that had to be, we don't hear it, of course, but that had to be a point of conversation with these investigators. It had to be, and prosecutors as well.
Yep.
I thought it was interesting, but maybe not, that they said, or the lady on the phone said, well, how far is that from Q and 147? It's like, it's like it has to be, somewhere related to that. Maybe because the vehicle was found there, I guess. But, it's like it has to be related to Avery somehow.
You read all the reports, right? The CASO reports. Oh, we found this. And it was so many hundreds of meters away from the Avery salvage yard. So everything was in reference to the Avery salvage yard. They never just independently said, oh, we found it here. They always gave a reference point, always brought it back to the Avery salvage yard.
Of course. No. Of course. They had to keep it tied together.
Correct.
I wanted to say hello to Kelly McAlien. What's she saying here? Hey, did you all hear about the warden who got arrested in Wisconsin? Prisoners. He was in charge. Yeah, I did hear about that. Him and 8 other people, or I guess employees of that prison. I did hear about it. Pretty terrible. Because, it's so many ways, and I'm not saying that what I'm saying, I guess, is the guilty should be punished. They should be in prison. I'm not such a big fan of the state, local or whatever, making huge piles of money off of these prisoners, which they do. Phone calls, a ridiculous amount of charge they put on them, and other things too that they make money off of people being sentenced to prison. They're, that's bad enough, but now we're going to drain any potential resources they have from them. I can't remember exactly what that warden got arrested for, but I do remember reading part of that article I saw.
Yeah, there was a question. When was Stephen's gun removed from his bedroom? Do you remember the date? Was it? It wasn't immediately, but they did go back in. Was it? I have to double check it. Do you remember the date? It was November the 7th.
It seemed like it was the 7th, but
it was fairly early because Kratz asked him to go back, or one of the investigators asked him to go back in and confiscate the weapon. Yep.
I know that all the warrants for their DNA, buccal swabs, and fingerprints was written, all of them for the Averys, anybody on the property, were written on the 7th.
Yep.
And they got served on the 9th, which of course we know was when Avery was arrested after he gave his biological evidence and so forth.
Yeah, so I think the gun was taken before November the 9th, because that's when Stephen was arrested for felony in possession of a weapon. So it was definitely before the 9th. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on. And that's surprisingly enough, that was kind of an interesting call being this time of the morning. So let's see. He's greened up. Yeah, we're still okay. I haven't moved to the next call. Next call looks like it's going to be at 1:30.
County Sheriff's Department.
Oh.
County Dispatch.
Thank you. I'm out of state, actually, and I was talking to somebody on the cell phone.
Okay.
And the person she lives with obviously he just went off. And he grabbed her cell phone. I could hear her. She goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And you could hear her. He grabbed the phone and pushed a couple buttons before it disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some trouble there.
And where is this?
48 Baldwin Street.
Moving on.
My address. 1. That was 48 Baldwin. It's Moya. Yeah.
Hawaii. Okay.
Wendy Portworth.
Alvin.
And
I'll get an officer. Thank you very much.
Cell phone number.
Any number that would come up. Caller ID here.
No. Sure.
Back that up. What'd she say?
Okay. No, we don't get caller ID here.
No, they don't get caller ID.
Oh.
No, he's right now whether it's.
That's interesting.
And I got him on record. Yes, ma'am. In trouble. I wish. Yes, ma'am. Patty, thank you very much.
No problem. We'll get Sheriff's Department.
Hi, this is Paula with Channel 2. I just wanted to check if there were any updates since yesterday.
No.
Okay, and it's just
2:33 a.m.
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Moving on.
I'm not home right now. Leave a message, please.
Okay.
County Sheriff's Department.
Patty.
Yeah.
Kirk.
Hi. Oh, sure.
Who's Mathibi? You want to see restrictions on the cash one?
Oh, what was his last name?
Mathibi. M-A-T-H-I-E-E-E.
Unrelated.
Say anything about alcohol?
And I'm reading on. Shall not consume alcohol beverages. Alcohol.
Cool.
Sure. County Sheriff's Department.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Glenn, I just called you about Peter Moya.
Okay. Well, two options. Pardon me?
They sent him away, and he called me back to rub it in my face.
Okay, I don't know if they ever answered the door. They had me call the residents.
2:48 a.m. Moving on.
I don't.
So they called me, and I said, "See, that's bullshit. You beat her ass."
So and there's nothing.
Hey, that's free. If I call the claim, it was anything. That's all it takes.
Message.
How to handle my space? Listen for that.
I don't know. I text by phone.
Oh, so you
He didn't beat out of her and just sit.
And that downstairs neighbor didn't hear anything, and nobody answered the door. So
inside.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
County Sheriff's Department.
Hi, I'm sorry I hung up, but my battery's going dead.
Okay. The officer said that they talked to the downstairs. Give you a call.
Phone number.
Maybe. Okay.
What it is. I see. My low battery.
Give you a call.
You gotta wait. It's keeping her in the house.
Tell you. Because yeah.
Well, speak. There's nothing you.
The low battery, his battery lasted a long time.
County Sheriff's Department.
Hi.
Yeah.
If he calls back.
Hey, he was just on the phone, but his battery's going dead, and I think I just lost connection with him.
Tell Carlin to quit calling.
Carlin
happened to bring Houston to kill him. So, yeah.
So, well, you should
get that in.
Domestic violence situation.
Department.
Who do we keep transferring to you?
Oh, he says his name is Brett Lund from Mississippi.
Brett Lund? Why is that name familiar?
I don't know. But Lisa thinks it's somebody else, trying to get somebody else.
Oh, it's the one that's trying to call on Moya?
Yeah.
Okay. Here he comes.
Oh, great, thanks.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, I can't find this phone number.
Okay.
I'm on a phone card right now. I probably got 2 minutes left.
Okay. If your name may happen to be Carlin, I was told you should quit calling.
Yeah, I got 2 minutes left. They just said it.
Pardon me?
I'm moving on.
No, in the there.
Purposes. Yeah, if you have
handle it.
I get felt it, and that. County Sheriff's Department.
There we go.
Hey, happy one. How are you?
Don't ask. He just was on the phone again. Well, he's going to call the newspaper.
Sorry, go ahead.
3:11 a.m.
He says he's calling from Mississippi. He was talking to this female on the phone. The guy came out, and she yelled, "Well, what the hell are you doing?" And then the phone went dead. That's what he
I'm
had.
moving on.
Phones.
Doing it.
Hear anything? Nobody else heard anything. You're concerned. We.
Do something. It's not even up to you. You guys up there getting any calls about overnight parking?
Okay, try that one more time so I'm not hearing out a gamey and Winnebago. In stereo.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Jim can turn his radio up too. Have you guys been getting any calls from our city about overnight parking?
No.
No.
I haven't. Hang on one. I'm a County Sheriff's Department.
When are you going to take care of this noise complaint?
Strangle you. Strangling. I don't.
2 hours.
Doing on the 15th.
What is Skills on the 15th? All right, ticket.
Reason.
Only?
Oh, yeah. No.
I'm just having a good old time.
I said, well, if you're Carlin, would you please quit calling? You're not calling on me. Come. Next telling. So.
Yeah.
And I said, I feel bad because if you think something happened,
It's called already 4.5 minutes
go
long.
ahead, do what you got to do. Message to 25.
Crazy.
That's true, but Joe at duty sleep.
Yeah.
He's called like 5 times.
See? Oh.
You're bad together.
7.5 minute call.
No. Eyewitness has got to confirm.
Goodbye.
Bye.
8 minutes and 50 seconds.
County Sheriff's Department.
Good morning, Sean at TAQ.
Good morning.
Anything going on at all?
No, it's not.
Any press conference updates or anything? Did they schedule anything for today yet? Or not?
I believe it's going to be at 3 o'clock again today, yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
All right, we'll probably call back later just to check. Bye.
Bye. Good morning, Calumet County Sheriff's Department.
Hi, this is Krista. How can I help you? I was just calling to see if anything happened there overnight.
No.
4:42 a.m.
Good morning, Calumet County Sheriff's Department.
Yes. Hi there,
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
You guys are making all the news lately, huh?
Yeah, we are. Not in a good way, though, huh?
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sounds like some things might be heating up anyhow in that search, so.
Well, we'll see what's what happens.
Well, hopefully the family will get some closure one way or another soon.
That's what I just keep thinking. For.
Well, listen, you have a good day.
Well, you too. Yeah, I have nothing updated or anything else happening.
Okay.
All right.
Take care now.
You. Good morning, Calumet County Sheriff's Department.
I'm confused. What do you mean by that last one?
Well, I sent that one about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I know. When Joe went out on traffic, it was like 55 traffic.
Moving on.
Huh?
That's like that. Did your kill get pitched out?
Okay.
Must have wet somebody's ditch or something.
Oh, the ambulance they paged.
Yeah. How they sent Jim out there?
5:08 a.m.
Cleveland. I said, yes, thank you. I don't made a mistake. But it's beautiful out. And I've only had one going. I just warmer. And the sun heats it up during the day. But yeah, I'm always cold. In the 3 to 11. Being conducted by the two of you. I'd gone out there earlier and it was like calm as everything. And I'm like, God, where are the wind advisories? I thought this was what I was thinking. Freak it in their face. Oh, okay. Oh. When did Eric have that disturbance at school? Was that yesterday or Monday? I was just going to say, wasn't it? Yeah. It's just terrible.
Yeah. Doing time homework or answering citation?
But is the ouch in the I'm County 911.
Hi, I'm on 441. There's 3 kids climbing on top of the pedestrian overpass at Carpenter Street.
Tallulah? I will me patching over a 911.
Winnebago 911.
Calumet County patching over.
A couple minutes were passed. It's the one that they were.
Calumet County Sheriff's Department.
Yes, hi, CS5. Anything going on overnight?
No, it did not.
Okay, just want to double check. Is there another news conference on the Hellbach case?
6:19 a.m.
Calumet County Sheriff's Department.
Calumet County Sheriff's Department. I like the way you said that, that's all.
How can I help you?
Do you know who this is?
No.
You don't.
Scary.
Sad. After all the time we spend together.
Yeah, I know.
I am 1041. Does Wendy happen to be around there?
Not yet.
Okay, good, because I'm running way fucking late.
Okay, and are you you're coming here or are you going up there?
Well, we're going to Manitowoc, but I got to stop at the office first.
Okay, I didn't know she was going to meet you here.
Oh, yeah, 6:15, but I'm just leaving, so.
Okay, well, if she comes, you know Wendy?
Right,
Wendy always a little bit late?
Well,
You know, we should have stuck with the 6 o'clock thing, because when I hear 6:15, it just feels like an extra 15 that I got.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm supposed to leave my house at 6.
Yeah.
You know?
I understand that.
So.
Okay, well, if I see her, I will tell her you just left.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. Good morning, Kelly McConaughey Sheriff's Department.
Hi, this is Julie Bosch calling.
Yes, Julie.
I'm under the understanding that some officer was looking for me last night.
Mm-hmm.
Is he available or?
No, he's off duty. I think he had some paperwork.
Okay, well, I just talked with Manitowoc County, too. I actually talked to the officer that I spoke with yesterday a couple times, and then, I mean, he knows the whole entire situation, and this Manitowoc County Kurt Ruby that came over here with, I presume, Calumet last night, must not have known the situation, and the officer I talked today said, well, he didn't say anything to me, otherwise I would have filled him in and told him that, you know, it was all taken care of. We knew what was going on, and, you know, and I told him, I said, I feel like a fugitive. I said, that's right. No time. There's everything. Well, so that I call him the 4855 number. I turn. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm calling from Sherwood, and I have a question. I can't find the constable's number. It's not listed on our little brochure that he has.
Okay, Sherwood?
Yeah.
Would be maybe Jerry Maynard.
Well, I'll call him. He's no longer the constable, but I'll call him too. I'm leaving for work in Appleton. My dog just took off. And we're going out of town on a trip, and I just need to, notify.
And you're saying Jerry Maynard is, and
should I?
What we tell people is,
Village office
1990. Good morning, Kelly McConaughey Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, I'd like to report it to you.
Okay.
Yes,
Any injury?
6:48 a.m.
You that hit it?
I got quite.
Can you spell that?
Hold on.
Okay.
I got the word, but I
can. Department. Sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just told you can do a self-reporting. And
I think it's you.
Someone call the sheriff.
It's Trace. Can you run a snowmobile registration?
Sure. 7:02 a.m.
I don't know if this is anywhere. Someone called this. Ready?
No. Okay. Gotta find it first. New mobile. Here we go. Registration. Okay.
432-163.
Okay.
There's 3 zeros in front of that, but I don't think you need that.
Okay. It's listed to Lauren Turkow, Turkow.
That's irrelevant.
Kelly McConaughey Sheriff's Office.
Yeah. See you again.
Yeah.
Does it matter if you run it with those 3 zeros? Bosh.
Okay, let me. Like.
And then it's 00043.
It's an expired 3 9. No, Sheriff Pago won't be getting back to anybody. The only time he'll be able to be contacted is when he has his press conference at 3. Okay, thank you. Sure. Kelly McConaughey Sheriff. Yes, can you tell me what the local paper of record in the area is? That would be the Chilton Times-Journal. Chilton Times, thank you very much. All right. Kelly McConaughey Sheriff's Office. Yes, could you tell me, is there a number or a place we should report to if we want to volunteer to help search for the missing gal? Well, as a matter of fact, I do have a number here, and it would be Ryan Hilgus, Hilgas. Hilgas, right? And he can be contacted at 810-2400. Thank you so much, sure. Kelly McConaughey Sheriff. No, nothing in the next scheduled news conference is at 3. Correct.
Silkman County Sheriff.
Hello, my name is Wayne Craig. I wanted to report somebody had gone through one of our fences last night.
Not again.
Oh. What it is.
Irrelevant.
To take a look out there. Silkman County Sheriff's Office.
Hi, good morning. This is Officer Paulson with Alliant Energy Security in Cedar Rapids, Iowa calling.
Okay.
Just letting you know that an aerial line patrol is going to be conducted today in your county, checking transmission lines wherever the meeting gray. Nancy, I can give you this number. 8 pilot.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's your pa?
He's coming around. They took him off all of the IVs and all that type of stuff. Better.
Moving on.
On the eastern. Your finger wants to. They got back from picking them all up into a tent. Then we will let the lines go for you.
Good morning, County County Sheriff's Office.
Hi, Brendan Fox 11. Anything going on from overnight?
No releases here today.
Was there a news conference today?
At 3 p.m. at Michigan.
Okay. I'm going to clip it right there. It's 8 a.m. morning of the 9th, Channel 6. We're going to stop right there because it's going on 8. And I think that's enough. A lot of irrelevant. We had, some interesting calls there at the beginning, but then got a lot of irrelevant calls, especially that one guy. Just quit calling here, man. So, but definitely some interesting calls on that little batch we had. Any comments, guys, before we get it over? Hugh Fraser's got a comment here or a question. Please don't miss any question about 3 comments up. Okay.
I think you talked about the exhaust pipe on the RAV4.
Yeah, does anyone have
some differences in the appearance of it? Yeah, that's something I haven't really done much research on.
Yeah, it's 2 photographs. One is the Tom Pierce photograph of Teresa's RAV, right? And then the other photograph that I saw compared to it, I think is at the crime lab or somewhere.
Yep.
And I'm just going to throw it out there because I've looked at a number of photographs. To me, and this is just me, I'm not asking anyone to follow what Jack says or even thinks, but to me, Doc, and everyone, that difference can partially be attributed to a different camera and a slightly different angle. Perspective is everything to a camera.
Yes.
It's everything. What it captures, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these arguments can be sorted out and solved once Kathleen's Zona experts gets access to the RAV. Once I get access to the RAV, they'll tear it to pieces. They'll check all the numbers. They'll check all the systems, make sure that there is only one RAV. There's no funny business going on. But you're right. When you compare photographs, especially if the perspective or the angle is slightly different, it can totally throw you off. And as we've seen a couple of months ago when we were doing our podcast, one car, 2 complete different colors in different sunlight. One appears green, one appears blue. And it's the same car, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, that question came up. It was actually in a Facebook post a couple days ago about that presentation you did about color and how humans interpret color. We're getting a little bit off track from the exhaust thing, but it still ties in with, is there 2 RAVs, 2 completely different cars? And it was really shocking because this failing of, as humans, seeing things differently, because vision is one of the 5 senses, and to me it's as varied as taste, as smell, as touch. It's we interpret things differently, and we know that, and that has to be considered. And what a camera will pick up in different lighting, you showed that.
Correct. And also, once an image is taken, it can be manipulated. I remember the late BB did exactly that on Teresa Horbach's car, the one allegedly taken by Tom Pierce. by just simply changing the hue on Photoshop. It went from a green to a blue, right? And just by changing the hue, there's no doubt that because of the color that was used to paint Teresa Orbach's car, depending on the lighting conditions, the color can appear green, as you've seen. It can appear blue. It's really dramatic when you put a side-by-side comparison between both pictures. One is a distinct green, a dark green, and one is a distinct blue. And remember when I put up the picture about the dress?
Oh yeah.
The color, it either appeared gold and white, and yet some people in chat said, "What are you talking about?
Right.
It's black and blue."
That's right.
And the answer is the dress actually was black and blue, but the
and I viewed it as white and gold.
Me too.
That's how I saw it. That's crazy.
Yep. But apparently the dress is black and blue. It all depends on how you perceive the colors, and physiologically, we're all different. So perceptions are very important. So when people are talking about the car, remember when I asked, well, what color do you see? And the answers varied from dark green, green, blue. So, and this is the same picture. So it's the perceptions which are all different. But when you're comparing photographs taken at different angles, shadows, different orientations, you have to be very, very careful not to over-interpret. That's very important.
Yeah. I agree. And I don't knock people that want to believe that there's a second wrap at all. It's just I just don't view it that way, and I don't knock them for viewing it their way. I just don't.
Yep, correct. I mean, all research is good research.
That's right.
But the important thing is that you have to back it up. You have to corroborate it.
Yeah.
And my standard response is, once Kathleen Zorner gets her hands on the RAV, hopefully, a lot of the questions can be answered. Correct.
That's right. We really need an independent party away from law enforcement to do their analysis. Right. I agree.
Correct.
I totally agree. Okay. I don't think we really have very many questions. Typically these calls, they just, for me, they just spur different thought, different avenues to explore. That's what they do for me. Things that, we hear and then we hear now that we can interpret more intelligently. Very interesting call from Poggle, as you pointed out, him being laughing and that call and that kind of a more private call to his public face that he puts on when the cameras are present. It's a stark difference, man. It's so different.
It's huge.
Sorry.
Yep. Sorry. No, go, Sherry.
I missed the beginning, of course. Was that where he was all excited about the blood on the key, or is this something?
No.
Okay, I'll have to go back to this.
Yeah. I mean, for me, and I'll just wrap up very quickly, it's the perception that you put out, the public perception that you put out is so crucial. And there's no doubt that both Pagel and Kratz had a strategy in place, because remember, we're dealing with Stephen Avery, who was somebody in the community. He was the so-called poster child for the Innocence Project. And Kratz and Pagel had to shift any form of sympathy and convert Stephen Avery into a monster, right? And that's how they roped in Brendan Dassey as well with the March 2nd press conference. You needed to put out a strong message, and it worked. It definitely worked.
It did work, and I definitely think that Fallon was probably the driver, or definitely at least part of the driver of what you're talking about there, Doc. There's no doubt. He knew they had to really dirty these guys up and drag them through the sewer. Public perception, right?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. And you see, when you try to reverse that image, reverse the damage that was done by those press conferences, you'll see that it's virtually impossible.
It is.
Once it's seeded into your mind, it's hard to get it out of your mind. Yeah, the damage was done.
I agree. It was done. It's too late. There's nothing you can't unring the bell, as they say.
Yep.
Yeah. So. Okay, well, I've got our favorite little Pinto up guarding the back of the conveyor road there. I like this little photo for end screen. For anyone that missed last night, I did kind of reveal a really embarrassing situation for me, and I'm just going to briefly say that I did do an open records request last year, and I did get a lot of items in that records request for whatever reason. And I requested pretty much every jail visit that Stephen Avery had, and I literally had forgotten about them. They have not been converted and uploaded to YouTube, but there's a bunch of them. I said 30 or 40. At least, just thinking back, looking at those photos, I'm going to guess at least 30, but it could be as many as 40. There's a lot. I'm going to begin this week to start getting those converted and uploaded to YouTube as soon as I can. It's going to take me some time to get through them because it's not the only thing I'm doing, but definitely we'll be working on it. It's
a lot of
crazy.
work.
Well, yeah, it's just crazy, and I'm just really embarrassed when I was going through that, writing that new open records request, and I was thinking, man, I know I requested those, and I'm thinking, let me look, and boom, there they were. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, no harm done. No harm done.
Absolutely. So I'll be getting to those very quickly. Any final words from either one, and we'll get out of here.
Hugh was saying, please answer, or please don't miss Danny Brewerfan's question.
We talked about
it. We talked it.
Oh, okay. I'm behind. All right.
No, you're fine. No,
and we don't want to stop anybody talking about anything aspects of the case, which is fantastic.
No,
because it opens up discussion. We get sent pictures and photos, and what do you think about this, and what do you think about that? So don't stop whatever you do. Right, the research that people do, the findings that people come up with, they're gold. Right, it doesn't necessarily have to be right, but it opens up discussion, right, and little snippets here and there, as that lady said on the phone call, can add up to something big, right? So
that's right.
Yep.
Well, we just give our opinion, and our opinion is just ours. Yep. We're not trying to force anyone to stop talking about.
No.
Is there two Rabs? Please continue to talk about it, because you never know where it's going to go. Our job is not to close discussion; it's to open it.
100% correct. Yep.
We don't want anything buried at all.
No.
Nothing. So please continue to talk about it. All righty, I'm going to get us out of here, and of course, we'll be back. Don't forget, Jeff and I will be on the documentary club tomorrow evening, and then of course Rhonda on Thursday with Daniel's case, and then we'll be back next Saturday with Reading with the Crew, continuing on with Brendan's story.
Yep.
All righty, I'm going to get us on out of here and say thanks for joining us, everybody. If you like what we're doing, hit that like, share, and subscribe. And this has been a Foul Play production.
Thank you, everyone.